Did you just throw out a magic card?
No.
Okay. Did I ever tell you about the trippiest time I spent stoned?
I don't think so.
So back before we met, you know the corner of Alma School and Southern,
Yeah.
where the Guest Mall was or is?
Yeah.
We're staying right at that corner. And I had me one of those mixed joints, tobacco and marijuana. A very, very light hit. And I went down across the street from the Bank of America building. There was this dollar theater. It's like $2 for a movie. And so I'm looking at trying to figure out what to watch. and I see House of the Flying Daggers. I haven't heard it before. Looks like it might be a kung fu flick, okay. And I'm thinking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Somewhere along those lines. So I go in, I take, sit down. And as soon as the lights go dim, I realize I'm in a movie theater full of people who don't speak a lick of English. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. The movie starts and guess what? It's English subtitled. Complete in Chinese. I'm stoned off my gourd, so I can't follow the words. But watching it, it's still a beautiful movie. And, well, sure, let's watch an entire movie in gibberish while it's done. Not you normally want to go and do. But the visuals were absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. I didn't even have to understand the language to follow what was going on in the movie. The whole storyline to it. And I think I heard maybe one Chinese word throughout the entire movie. The rest, it was just perfect. Not the Chinese word from the movie, but from the audience member.
I got drunk one time and watched Joe Dirt in Spanish. It was the funniest damn movie I'd ever seen.
I have to agree. I have to agree. That would definitely be a yes.
Like, I made it all the way through that movie before I even realized it was in Spanish. My buddy walks in the room, he's like, why the fuck are you watching this in Spanish? It was like it was like the last couple of scenes. And I was like, it's in Spanish? And he's like, yeah, it's in Spanish. Why the fuck are you watching it in Spanish? I was like, I totally didn't even notice. I'm like, I'm so fucking drunk right now, and this is the funniest damn movie I've ever seen. He's like, well then. He's like, well now you know it's in fucking Spanish.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting after I get that video on YouTube.
A much needed vacation will bring a great deal of enjoyment.
So here's a question for you. Other than the one that you grew up on, what was your favorite console?
My favorite console? Would have to have been the GameCube. Because there were a lot of really good games for that.
I can respect the GameCube, but for me it was the N64.
The N64 was fantastic. But there was really only one game that I cared about for the N64, and that was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Okay, we share that on the list. But there are some games you're forgetting about. 2 to be exact. James Bond GoldenEye. And, you're gonna kill me for this, but I have to say Mario Kart.
Mario Kart was good. James Bond was really good. It's just I played that fucking game so much because that was the one game that I had that everybody wanted to play. And so it just got to a point where I just got tired of playing it. Like even when I went to Job Corps, I took an N64 with me and a bunch of games, and the only game anyone ever cared about was my fucking 007 fucking GoldenEye. And I'm just like, really? Like I have so many games that are all multiplayer. But I mean, it was a fun game. I just kind of got tired of playing it.
Well, if I could scrape the money for it, I would take trips to both Bookmans and FYE. Mario Kart, GoldenEye, and Ocarina of Time. 3 games that everyone will play. Console, all 4 controllers, 42-inch flat screen TV. It's one of those few things that if I could scrape up the money for it, I would in a heartbeat. From Iron fly out to Chicago, round trip, looking at $300. Let me see, as far in the future, I'm gonna fucking buy a motorcycle. Any place you'd want to go, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. I don't know why I'm moving down to Florida. Go see Colorado. Fuck it, speeding, heading to Kansas, and see how far you can get before you get a speeding ticket. Sleeping bag, tent. I remember back in those days, N64, little player shoe. People drop out to go to Mario Kart. And the last person not standing up can be found in the morning for nothing but time. Does he have a place to stay?
Oh, I'm sure he's got, I know he's got multiple places that he can stay. Several people that live here that he knows commented on this, post about it, saying, hey, if you need a place to stay, let me know. And I let him know too. So let me know when you get here, and if you need a place to crash, you know where to find me.
You know, that's a fucking thought right there. Is it just me, or would we be better off if we had Izzy on the couch as opposed to...
Oh, I already know. Like, that's why I'm not worried about it.
You also know David's coming back? Dave? The guy you used to play D&D with?
Oh.
Him and his wife Hope are going to be back with their family in June.
I don't think I read Dave.
Dave is an awesome son of a bitch. I fear getting him in the same room with Izzy. But I also treasure the idea, because getting that shit on the video camera.
I just think it's funny. Fucking it was like a few days before before he had posted that he's moving back. Fucking, I was talking to him. I was up until like 6 in the morning one night, just talking to Izzy back and forth. And he's all like, have you thought about just leaving Arizona? And I was like, thought about it, but I don't got nowhere to go. Like, and even if I did have anywhere to go, I don't have the fucking money or anything to get there. You know what I mean? Like, picking up and just leaving, like, actually takes some form of financial planning, you know? Yeah. You can't just up and go and, you know. And he's all like, well, you know, you could sell off all your magic cards. That way you're traveling light. And I'm like, yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah. Over my dead body, over your dead body.
And he's all like, well, because, you know, when you think about it, I mean, you know, the only thing that's really keeping you in Arizona is the fact that, he's like, you've got some family there, and then there's, you know, Bass and Jeff, Anna. He's like, but ultimately, you know, he's like right now you're not working, and Arizona hasn't been that great to you since you've been there. I was like, this is true, but it doesn't mean that I just have the capability to just up and move. Like,
yeah.
You were able to do it on a whim, and now look at you. You're stuck in fucking Oregon with financial fucking problems. But apparently, the reason he's moving back is because he got fired from his job. So he's like, well, fuck this place. I'm done. Apparently, Oregon has just been a total nightmare ever since he moved. But it's funny because he's like, oh yeah, you should, you know, just sell off everything you own and just move up here. And I'm like, I have some friends in Oregon, but that's about it. Like, I have no want or reason to move to that state ever. And he's like, well, it's just a thought, blah, blah, blah. And then like 3 days later, he's like, yep, fuck this place. I'm moving back.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Arizona is fucking cursed?
Oh, Arizona.
Every time we have someone move out, we each pull out our watch, mark the time and date, and take bets on to see how long they're going to be until they have to get back here.
Right? And I think it's funny considering like that shit like doesn't apparently occur to anybody who's from here. You know what I mean? Like, people who are from here, some of them will pack up and leave and they'll go start a new life someplace else and everything's fine. But for the most part, everybody who's from here just stays here. Oh, I love Arizona, blah, blah, blah. But the people who aren't from here, they come down here and they go, oh God, why did I do this? And then they go, I'm gonna leave. And then they go, oh shit, this was a bad idea. And they realize just how much more they have back here, even though it's a fucking shitstorm. And so, even though you're not from here, you always end up back here because this place is like a fucking yo-yo string. Arizona's like, oh, you're trying to escape? Ah, nope, come back. And you're like, God damn it.
I've tried it twice. I've given up. I'm good with going out and visiting and coming back, but fuck it. I've learned my lesson.
Like, if I had some sort of, like, I don't know, some sort of backup plan, you know, financially, like if I had some savings account that I just never touched, and I had actually listened to my parents and my grandparents and all of my family that said, you need to save money, you need to save money. And I'm like, I can't. I'm living paycheck to paycheck because that's how the bills work. But if I had actually listened, I'd probably have a fucking bank account that I could be living off of right now, so I wouldn't be fucking...
Same fucking thing. I know, yeah.
And then,
right there with
not
you.
only that, but it's like, I wouldn't even have to live off of it, because all I'd have to do is, if I didn't want to live here anymore, I could just say, fuck it. Just pack up, get in my car, just fucking drive to a whole new place I've never been before, don't know nobody, and be able to settle down somewhere with enough money to live off of until I got myself fucking going financially, you know what I mean? Like, and that would be fine. But it doesn't really work that way. Because no matter how good of a paying job you get, somehow, some way, you always end up, like, you end up here with the money coming in, but you end up about here in your living situation. You know, no matter how minimal of a life you live, and how, you know, how, like, low you try to keep things, it's always just a little bit more than what you can do, and it's just a nightmare. And it seems like for me, even if my financial situation is here, and my living situation is here, which is perfect, it's like things start going well, and then somebody fucking throws a wrench in all my cogs and gears that are constantly turning, you know, trying to push forward. And then I just fucking drop like an elevator with its cord cut. And then suddenly I'm just back down here, starting all over again. And it's just, oh my god, it's a nightmare.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Parents just don't understand.
Right.
Yeah, you've been through it before in different fucking conditions. You got a way different education than we got. You got this all new exciting shit popping up all around you. Men on the Moon! Color TV! What do we get? We have to scrape the bottom of the barrel of your history to keep ourselves fucking entertained. On a good day.
That, it doesn't help that our generation has been thrown into today's world where everything is so fucking complicated.
The more buttons it has, the likely it is to just... Cars, phones... How many fucking apps do you need on a phone? Why?
And then to top it off, it's like you just try to do your thing. You just try to live your life. Try to do what you can to survive. You try to go ahead, you know, and keep going forward. But yet, it's really hard to do when the whole fucking world is on drugs. And everybody's so fucking stoned out of their mind and just plain retarded that it just makes your head hurt. And the only reason that you don't qualify for better opportunities is because of the fact that you're smarter than the people who are offering them.
And yet, what do we get after we put in an application, ace that interview, gotten your butt up at, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, whatever in the morning that you're just so not fucking used to. And you go in, and you, that first day, you just do whatever everyone tells you, you bust your ass, and you get off and you're like, I have to do that again, and again, and again. 6 months down the line, you know, that 90-day promotion they offer, yeah, nobody's getting it. And you have to be such a perfectionist at everything. You be on time every single fucking day. Pay attention to what's going around you so you don't come in on the Friday that you're supposed to be off. To find no one's there. Your right isn't picking up her phone because, yeah, she overheard that we had the day off and she slept in. And all you can wonder to yourself, during those times when you're not clocked in with that company, is there anything I need to do? Go down the checklist. Place is clean. Laundry's done. Cat is fed. Check the box. Okay, have to do absolutely nothing. I can do the want things. I want to watch a movie, I can do that. Play a video game, magic cards, whatever. Next day comes and it's up early. Weekend comes and sleep in, relax. When you only have those 3 days, you're kind of in a rush to, when you only have those 2 to 3 days, kind of in a rush to just find out, okay, what's going on, what are we doing? How are we enjoying the rest of that time when we're awake? And we don't have to worry about wearing that uniform, following those orders. Tell some asshole throws a monkey wrench in. Then whether you like it or not, it's up early in the morning, on the pavement, talk to people, hit the library for the computers, put the applications in. Do your best to just keep that phone on so that when that phone call comes in, and you have somewhere to go, something to do. I've always hated temp agencies. Hate the way they pay you, hate the way they treat you, hate walking into the place, working for 2 hours and told to go home when, yeah, the buses ain't running. This is a night shift, but, you know, home is about 6 miles away from me. I mean, walk that middle of the night just because, what? Did I forget to shave? Are my socks clean? Oh yeah, and those are the old shoes I'm wearing that I've been able to replace. Why are you just making me go home? Every now and then they send you to a gym. You know, one of those places you can stay at for a year or two. Most of the time it's just, God, are you kidding me? A drunken monkey with Tourette's syndrome could do better than you. And you're telling me what to do? Okay, I'll be here longer than you are. Only 2 jobs I actually quit. Waffle House and Pizza Hut.
What frustrates me is that it's like, I'm a good worker. I'm a hard worker. I do what I need to. I do what I can. And shit like this happens. But yet some fucking college student can decide to do something as a joke and end up turning it into a business that makes $100,000 a month. And it's not even anything important. You know what it is? It's a guy who sends potatoes in the mail with Sharpie messages written on them anonymously. He did it as a joke and it turned into this big thing. And now he runs his own business sending potatoes in the mail with anonymous messages written on them in Sharpie. And he pulls in about $100,000 a month. Oh, I don't know. I miss the days when the times were simpler. You're a kid. You don't have a care in the fucking world. Don't have shit to do. Growing up was the worst decision I ever made.
We lived in the suburbs. I miss the fucking suburbs. Perfect mix of city and country. You got blocks of industrial, blocks of malls, stores, but you could walk 5 miles in the other direction, and there you have what's got to be like 8, 9, 10 square city blocks of just wilderness. You walk a quarter mile into that and you can't hear the noise, you can't see the cars. That is why you just had to bring up childhood. God. When I was 8 years old, I'd wait until about 11 o'clock when Mom and Dad in bed, asleep. Summer vacation. Mom and Dad work or go to school, whatever. I got nothing to do for 3 months. 11 o'clock at night, 8 years old. I'm walking around the town. First it was just, around the block down to the pond, but by the time I was 13, I'll walk out 5-6 miles from the house. Sometimes I had my bike, and one time I left my bike out in the open when police came by, spotted the bike, figured, hey, there must be an owner somewhere. Oh, there he is. Got caught for broken curfew. Got arrested for carrying a sword. Got off scot-free. They couldn't prove that I was using it because the charge was illegal use of weapons. Not possession of, use. And they couldn't prove I was using it because I was just carrying it down the street. Strapped to my hip.